Yo, what's going on, YouTube? One giant thank you, just one massive thank you to every single one of you guys that has been blowing up the channel. Not only gotten over the 1,000 subscriber mark that we wanted to get to, we've gotten even further than that. And again, that's all thanks to you guys. So, pat on the back. Now we're on to a different thing, and this is setting up your OBS. I mean, guys, the most frustrating thing you can have is when your game is running smooth, but then when you look at your stream, it's tearing, it looks like crap, people are complaining in the chat, whatever it may be. Let's get that resolved. Let's get all the steps we're going to need to make your streaming experience in 2024 and beyond the best experience it can be. Let's check it out. First step we're going to do, not be streaming. Okay, first step is obvious, don't be streaming. You got my recording right now, you don't have to be recording. So we're going to go to be settings. Alright guys, so now we're in our general settings. I'm going to go stream. Stream is going to be your main source, or this, let's just start with this. This is going to be your main source of streaming, okay? So if it's Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, whatever you guys are already streaming on, this might already be set up. If not, this is where you're going to do it. You're just going to get, like I'll pull it up on the drop down menu, tons of stuff that you can choose from. Let's say we want to Twitch, you can either connect your account or use a stream key. Let's say we wanted to use a stream key, we could go in, copy and paste from our Twitch. You need to look that up in a different video, guys. Alright, let's go right to our output, guys. Come on, we're in it. We're in it right now, guys. We're in it. So what we're going to want to do, guys, is when we're streaming, okay? Depends on what you're on. Let's say, let's start with Twitch right now. What we're going to have is our audio track set. But right down here, the encoder settings, guys. This part right here, massively important. Now you guys might have a bunch more settings than this. And at that point, if there's ones that say higher speed, higher resolution, things like that, please go ahead and use them. I'm using a rather outdated graphics card, but we're still getting done with it, and I'm enjoying it. It's doing fantastic. So when we're here, you're gonna have to choose the advanced option, okay? I just was streaming, so it's still like acting as if I'm streaming. So you're gonna have to click this here. It'll come down with a drop down menu. The drop down menu is gonna have it on standard already. Switch it to advanced. That's when you can edit and customize. Fantastic. That's what we want to do. We're gonna start with here, the audio encoder. Don't change that. I would just keep that. Wouldn't mess with that at all. We can mess with the audio settings later in the video. I'll show you that in a sec. What we're going to do is come down here to the video encoder. Now if you guys are running like really good graphics card that can take the demand of not just the stream but the game and everything else that you have on your computer, then by all means use the one that is your graphics card. Once again, that drop down will have AMD, NVIDIA, whatever you're on, it will have it there. Choose that one. I would choose the HVEC option. That's just me. I choose that, click on that if you have the option. If not, like me, I'm on a lower grade computer, or I won't even say that. It's a good computer, but it takes a lot of bandwidth when it starts doing the stream and then the chat, all that type of stuff, and it's constantly trying to process information. And I mean it, guys, it's a lot of stress on it. So what I do is, instead of it being on the graphics card, I put it to my computer, okay? When it's on the computer, I put it to X264. A lot of people don't recommend this. I find this is the only one that gets my thing to get through. Once again, this is for low grade computers. If it's higher grade, go with the option I just recommended before. I'm gonna come down here to rate control. Okay guys, rate control is I think it's to do with the bit rate, okay? I'm not 100% sure with this, but I think it's like a constant bit rate. Again, you guys can look into this if you really wanted to, but CPR is 100% the best. You can ask anybody, they're always going to say this, because it's not going to fluctuate. It's going to be, once again, a constant bit rate, which is what we want. So then we just talked about bit rate now. 6,000 is what I rock with my streaming and recording. That's been pretty good for me lately. If you can go up, go up. It's going to come down to playing with some of these settings. This is going to be one of the ones you're going to have to really mess with. So mess with that bit rate. I would say go anything over 4,000 if you're doing like Fortnite or something like that, or a game of CSGO or something like that. But even then, I would still recommend anything, even the 6,000 range. If you guys can get up to there, I really recommend it. It's just gonna not have that latency in between gameplay and things of that nature, you know what I'm trying to say? Especially with games like Call of Duty and stuff like that, really demanding. So then we're going to come down to keyframe intervals. I have mine at 0 seconds. The CPU, so the higher it is, the less CPU. So I have mine on ultra fast, so it's not taking all that stress. I have it on high profile. For everyone, I'd recommend this without a question. High profile. Then we'll go to our recording settings. And I have everything the same for my recording settings. It's not like the recording settings change at all. I have mine on standard, and I did not mess with any of this. At one point, it will ask you, do you want to use the same video encoder as your stream? And I would recommend doing so. So just do everything the exact same as those two tabs. The audio, again, don't worry about it. It should be all just straightened out. This is where you're going to have to choose. You're going to want your microphone, and then your desktop audio's what you're going to want coming through for the stream. So if you're using your stream, like you can use your monitor, you can use disabled, or sorry, don't use disabled, sorry, default, that's what I meant to say. You can use default, the speaker headphones, or the monitor. At this point in time, I'm still not 100% sure what that is best with. Check it out, listen to your stream afterwards, stuff like that. That's what I'm going to say, guys, is the best thing is just like watch your stream after. See what it's like to be like a viewer of watching your stream, and then if it's like, oh, like this is bad to watch or whatever, you'll know, and you'll just have that feeling like, okay, well, if I'm not enjoying watching my own stuff, I mean, like, so just mess around, play with it. It's worth the time that it takes. We're gonna go to our video. So my base canvas resolution for my monitor is 2560 by 1440, but that's not what I stream in. If I wanted to stream in that, then it's just not working right now. I'd have to upgrade my computer, but the computer runs so smooth when I downscale the resolution for the stream. So what I do is 1704 by 960. A lot of people don't even know that's a resolution. It's right in between that cusp, right underneath 1080 by 90. Again, a lot of people can't even tell. If you go to the scroll thing, it will say this on Twitch or YouTube or whatever it is. Don't worry about it, guys. Like, again, don't be ashamed if you have to bring your resolution down. It might have to go down to 720 depending on how hard it is. I wouldn't recommend it, but depending on the, not even price point of your computer, but the actual, I don't know, beating it can take when you're streaming for a long period of time. That's where I gauge what you do this off. 100%, if you're going to do a downscale, use LAN SOS or whatever you call this. Use that one for sure, guys. The FPS value for anybody, use 60. It's just, come on, guys, that's not even a question. If you really need to, you could. Here's a fun one. So hotkeys, guys. Hotkeys, so there's a bunch of settings you can do. You could do start streaming, stop streaming, things like that. I don't bother with any of that. A lot of stuff that you can go into here. Not what I'm trying to show you right now. What I'm trying to show you here is that you can, this is where you can change. If I were to, oops, that's not doing it right now. So let me close this out. No. So we're here. So if you wanted to do things like that, this is how we're going to do this, guys. If you want to do hotkeys and like change up your screen at any time, we're going to have our scenes down here, okay? So we're just going to create one. Let's create one right now. We'll just name it S1 for YouTube vid. Okay, it's going to be black right now. So what we're going to want to do is we'll come here, right? And so with any of them, I'm just choosing not to use that one right now. I'm just going to copy and paste at some point. But with any of them, guys, you're going to want to make sure that you have obviously your stream, and then you're using a webcam, the display cam, okay? The display capture you're going to have as your canvas. If you double click on it, sure, I'm going a little too fast, sorry. If we come down here, you'll have a bunch of options with that plus symbol down here. Actually, we can do it on the test one for video. Okay, so we're going to come here, guys. It's black screen for now, I understand. We're going to go to display capture, hit OK, and then it's going to come up with your primary monitor. If you had two monitors, it will ask you which one you want to use. So then we have this. Then say we wanted to add the video, like I was talking about before, sorry. So we're going to want to come to video capture device. Boom, hit OK, and then full HD webcam, hit OK, and then sometimes this can be a little finicky, guys. I mean, when I say this, it can mess with you a little bit, but with a little bit of playing around, you'll get it to work. Trust me when I say this. It might be just because I have the two scenes going right now. So we'll come here, say if I got it to work there, it'd come up like this. This is what it's supposed to look like, probably just because I'm on this right now. And then so it's going to ask you the resolution you want to use for your camera. It's gonna ask you FPS match FPS. My camera can only go up to 30, sadly. And then it's gonna ask you a bunch of stuff like if you want to do certain settings for it and stuff like that. And all these have individual settings in them, guys. Like a browser. And my browser is what I use for my socials. And what I did was just made an overlay online. If you wanted to, guys, it takes like maybe 5 minutes, and you just copy and paste the URL code, URL, sorry. And what you want to do for that is just go down here, browser, boom, and then it's gonna say what you want, and you're just gonna copy and paste the URL of that thing that I told you about before. Boom, bam, you're on your way. We can go ahead and delete this. So if you wanted to, say, okay, here's another step. If you wanted to delete something, close that. Boom. Well, here's the big thing, guys. Here's what I've noticed with a little bit more time with OBS. One of the best features, without question, is that you have integrated settings for whatever it may be. So say we have our desktop audio and it's acting up, and I remember I told you before, you have different ones. So we're gonna go down here, hit those 3 buttons, okay? Those 3 little dots, those are fantastic. That's gonna be your settings wheel, basically. Go to properties, and this is where you can choose the different outputs. Like remember I told you before, the default, the speakers, whatever. So say one's better than the other, that's where you can change it quickly. The mic audio, say you wanted to change your mic. Here, boom, boom. Again, be careful, because say I have my video capture, so my webcam, some of them come with microphones built in for people that use like Skype and Zoom meetings and stuff like that. So just be careful. It's gonna have a microphone as well, but it might double up on the audio. Big thing if you're using one of these bad boys. So I'd suggest muting it, or just, if you wanted to, what I did is just turn it all the way down and mute it. Well, either one of those would be sufficed. Once we're there, that's kind of just going over everything. One of the cool features, though, once we have our microphone all set up, if we're using one of these bad boys, and maybe say have some background noise settings that you can't really adjust, we can go down here into filters, okay? Filters. And so we're gonna put on a noise gate. This is the settings I use for my noise gate. And then we have noise suppression. If you really wanted to, guys, and I did it before for a little bit, you could use it more CPU, and it will like completely make the mic beautiful. But that's totally up to you guys, whatever you want to do. But that's all set and done. We basically have all we need to stream at this point. And now it just comes down to hitting start stream. Boom, we're all set there, guys. One other thing, again, this is like just a last second, why not show you kind of thing. Let's say we're in general. We're gonna go to source alignment snapping. It's gonna be disabled when you first go into it, or it might be enabled, one or the other. But go ahead and enable it. Gonna be at 5, make it to 10, then hit OK. So say when you were dragging stuff around, and I do this all the time, you see how annoying that is, that it went away? Well, before I'd have to like manually, finicky, make it where it gets right to the right spot and this and that. Well, with snapping, it's even better. That if you saw right there, I just had to get it roughly around that, and that aim assist kind of thing takes it where it's like, okay, well, this is what you want to do. Same thing you can do with the browser, and I can move this around if I wanted to. If that ever locks on you guys, go to view, and then here it goes, docs, and it will be lock. No, sorry, I forget where it was. I'm just trying to find it for you guys, because it was for me for a little bit, and it was really annoying. It might have been at lock docs, to be honest with you, now that I'm looking at it again. Yeah, just be careful of that. If you get to the point where you can't touch some of these things, it might be that it's locked. Just a big thing. I'm still starting to learn OBS too, guys. Just give me a break. I'm just trying to find the settings that I've been playing with, especially when I look over and my stream's acting up and it's not doing well. And I know the frustration, guys. I know the frustration that can be. And I'm right here. If you have any questions, always comment below. One of the big things is, if you guys ever wanted to, there's always an option for a multiple output. It's a plugin provided by Sora, a fantastic plugin. If you guys ever wanted to, you're just gonna go here, add a new dock or whatever it is, yeah, you can just add the dock in. Again, look into that if you needed to, but it's as simple as then you just add a new target. Boom, I have mine set to YouTube. It would be the exact same thing where you copy the URL code, and you can then stream at multiple things. Again, I don't recommend it if, like, say your contract or whatever it may be with whatever streaming service you're with says you can't stream on multiple things. Maybe don't do it that way. If you have the opportunity, I say go for it. I say have multiple of them. I have 10 of them going at the same time, and whatever you want. But if you wanted to, guys, you could hit start stream here and then hit start on YouTube. So like I say, I had Twitch here and then wanted to start on my YouTube. Or if you wanted to just hit here, hit start all. I've heard before with some people they have a little bit of problems when they hit start all. So what I would recommend doing is doing the manual start stream over here, and then if it's 5 minutes after you do your intro on Twitch or whatever, hit start on this. You could do it instantaneously, like right when you go live on the first one. If you wanted to, go right ahead. I'm just trying to say you have the option to, whenever you wanted to go live on the second platform or third or whatever it may be, you have the option to do that individually. So like say you wanted to go live for an hour on TikTok, but you wanted to stream on Twitch the entire time, that's where you could do so. You could stop the TikTok one, whatever, but keep the Twitch live stream going. It wouldn't be like sacrificing, like I had to cut off all live streams and then restart one. And no, you can just have what you want going when you want. I hope this was a little bit helpful. And yeah, I'm constantly looking for new tips and tricks. I'll be on the lookout, guys. I'm gonna do another settings video for how to clean up your PC and things like that to come. Yeah, comment below, guys, if you're experiencing difficulties or if you're having a good time, things like that. And yeah, all the best. And thank you for the support. I appreciate it so much.